Now, the crazy thing about all this is I remember back in the day, you could come to a car dealership and you'd probably be swarmed with 3 or 4 different salesmen trying to sell you a vehicle. But I notice nowadays when you come to a car dealership, they don't even bother coming out to talk to you. The only time you'll get lucky and speak to one is if he's already outside with a customer and you just happen to call him over. And that's actually what happened. A gentleman was out here with a female client and he asked me if I need any help, and I just called him over, just asked him a few questions. But for the most part, when you're out here browsing, they don't even bother coming out to greet you or ask you if you need anything. They just stay inside the building because they know people are looking at these vehicles and they're just walking away because the prices are just too damn high. So when the gentleman came out, I asked him, did he have any Pro Sierras? And he told me that the Pro Sierras cannot stay on the lot. The Pro Sierras cannot stay on the lot. However, the Denali's just sit, and they don't sell. But the Pros, although they have the turbocharged 4-banger engine, they sell because it's the cheaper truck. Okay, so what does that tell us? It tells us that people want the cheaper truck. They want the cheaper truck. So I asked him, did he have any 23s on the lot? And he told me that those sold last week because they offer so many discounts on them. So people want trucks, but they don't want to pay freaking 80 grand for a truck. Okay, they want the cheaper options. So he said every time they get a Sierra Pro, it immediately flies off the lot because they can't keep it on the lot because people buy it. People snatch them up quick. Here's a Denali. Now, let me guess. I'm saying maybe 80 grand. Let's say 80 grand. I could be wrong, but let's see. 88 grand. 88 grand. People that buy this truck, they're not using it for truck purposes. Nothing's ever gonna go in here. They're not gonna work with this truck. Almost 90 grand for a pickup truck. Now these new Canyons are nice too, but they are not cheap by any stretch of the imagination. So, let's see. All right, so if y'all can see that, they're asking 57 grand for this Canyon, and it's just a 4-cylinder. I don't know about you, but I don't want to pay 50, almost 60 grand and get a 4-banger in my truck. Now, these Yukons are not cheap. Okay, these are not cheap either. And I mean, pretty much this is a non-luxury brand. So what I'm trying to say is this is nothing like a Cadillac. Okay, we got a Cadillac across the street. This is nothing like a Cadillac. This is nothing like a Land Rover. I know they're luxury oriented, but it's not a dedicated luxury brand like Lincoln or something like that. But these Yukons are not cheap. They're quite expensive. These are not Denali's either. Let's look at the price for one of these. I'm guessing price 70 grand. All right, so y'all see that 74,000. 74,000. Okay, 74,000 for a Yukon, and this is a 2024. If y'all can see that, this is a 2024 2-wheel drive SLT. So not even 4-wheel drive, it's a 24. We're almost in 25. So anyone that's in the market for one of these, they're gonna want the 25. They're gonna want the 25. Let's check out this one. This is not a Denali either. And they want 80 grand. 80 grand for a Yukon. That's a lot of money, all right? That's a lot of dough. That's a lot of dough. And like I said, I understand they're luxury oriented, but 80 grand is a lot of money. So yes, people want the cheaper option, and people can no longer afford, well, people never could afford 80 or 85 grand for a truck. That's just ridiculous. I understand if it's a HD like this, a 2500 or 3500, but I mean, just for your average run-of-the-mill pickup, 80, 85 grand is ridiculous. Because for the most part, people that buy that truck, they're not gonna use it for work purposes. They're just gonna use it just, you know, A to B transportation, going to work, just stuff like that. It's really just a commuter vehicle. They're not using it for any work related. Check out that Hummer EV. they're not using it for any work related reasons. They're just using it as a commuter vehicle. It probably will never haul anything. Nothing will ever go in its bed. So yeah, so people are just getting the cheaper truck like the Pro with the little 4-banger engine. Me personally, I would never purchase a full-size, a half-ton pickup with a 4-banger. But hey, it is what it is. You know, I gotta give it to GMC, you know, because they offer an assortment of engine choices. You can get, I think you can get 2 V8s, you can get a diesel and the little 4-banger. So they offer the 6.2, the 5.3, the diesel, and the little 4-banger. Now here's 2 more Canyons. Let's check these out. I'm guessing 39 grand. Let's see. It's probably a 24. Let's see how much they're asking for this bad boy. All right, so it's a 24 Canyon 2-wheel drive. And, oh, I was way off. 43 grand. 43 grand. And let's see, you get a 2.7 liter 4-banger. 43 grand is a lot of money, and you don't even get a bed liner. Look at that. You don't even get a bed liner. 43 grand is a lot of money for this little truck. That's a lot of money. I mean, they got balls asking for 44 grand, 45 grand for this little truck. They got balls doing that. Now right here is a Buick Encore. Not a bad looking SUV, but what they're trying to do is they're trying to appeal to a younger demographic. So Buick's typically an older person brand. If y'all watch my other videos, you know that. And with these little SUVs, they're trying to get the attention of younger buyers. But the thing is, younger buyers, they don't want a Buick. They rather go to Kia, they rather go to Hyundai, or hell, even Chevy. They don't want to drive a Buick. They don't want to say they drive a Buick. But let's see how much they're asking for this Encore. All right, so it's a 25. You get the little 1.2 liter engine. And 28 grand. Well, that's not bad. 28 grand is not bad. I salute them for that, for keeping the price low, because let me tell you, if this had any Stellantis influence, this vehicle would probably be 45 grand or 47 grand rather than the 28,000. It would be a lot more. Here's a different Buick. Now, that's the Encore. That right there is the Encore. This right here is a different model. So let's see how much they want for this. 2025 Invista, and they want 25 grand for this. So 25 grand, that's actually not bad. Yeah, it's a little 3-banger engine. It's a little 3-cylinder engine. But I gotta give it to them for keeping the price so low. Because let's be honest, if this was Stellantis, this would be like a $40,000 vehicle. That $25,000 would be $40,000. Because I was at the Dodge dealership the other day and I saw a Hornet, and they wanted $51,000 for a Hornet. A vehicle that should have otherwise been maybe 29 grand. They wanted 51,000 for it. So I gotta give it to them for keeping this so inexpensive. And like I said, they're trying to target younger buyers, and they know young people, they're not as wealthy as the older people are. So they're doing the right thing by trying to keep this at a lower price for younger buyers. Because they say they're trying to target 18 to 35-year-olds with this particular vehicle. Now, I don't like the fact that they're all SUV. I think it would have been best if they kept at least one sedan. Because I do like the design language. Let's say if they kept at least one sedan and gave it this design language. Kind of like they do in China. Because in China, you can buy a Buick sedan and pretty much it got this front end. So I think with this front end and a nice sporty sedan body, they would have had a hit. They would have had a hit. Because I'm just not a crossover guy. I know they're popular and all that, but I think if they had, let's say, a Regal, or if they brought the what's the other one, the LaCrosse, if they brought the LaCrosse back, like in China, they have this design language, I think they would have had a hit. They would have had a hit, because not everyone wants an SUV or a crossover. And another thing the gentleman had told me, some people will come here, they'll only see SUVs, and then they'll go to another dealership that still sells sedans. And No, it probably won't be an American dealership. That'll be like a foreign automaker like Toyota or Honda. But people will come here, you know, looking for a sedan. And as we know, they no longer produce sedans. So they'll leave and go buy from somewhere that still sells sedans. So I think if these auto manufacturers had a lick of sense, they would still offer at least one sedan for those that still desire a sedan. You know, I don't think it make any sense just having an all SUV lineup. Yes, I understand they're popular, but let's just be real. A lot of you guys watching this, I'm sure some of you would prefer to have a sedan over a crossover. You know, and like I said about that little SUV, how they're trying to target younger buyers, I don't know, because they always had the reputation of being an old person's brand. Okay, they always had that reputation. People just always saw Buick as something for old people. So they're just trying to make a drastic change and appeal to a younger buyer. Kind of like what Oldsmobile did with the Aurora. They tried to appeal to a younger buyer, but Oldsmobile just had that old person's persona. Buick is kind of the same way, you know, but we'll see what happens. And right here we have the Buick Enclave, the larger SUV. Let's see how much they're asking. So it's a 25, got the 2.5 liter turbo, and they want $51,000 for it. Still a lot of money, especially for a Buick. $51,000. This costs almost as much as the Acura MDX I showed you guys the other day. And again, Buick is a non-luxury brand. So non-luxury brand, but you're paying luxury brand prices pretty much. And this has been sitting for a while. They don't even bother keeping these vehicles clean. That's all I got for now. You guys tell me what you think. Would you spend 80 grand for a half-ton pickup? Would you do that? Because let me tell you, I wouldn't. And it has nothing to do with money. Even if you did have the money, would you spend that much money on a half-ton pickup? So let me know what you guys think. I'll catch you on the next one. Y'all take care.